Howard Lutnick deserved this. Howard Lutnick has been utterly exposed in the recent release of a substantial portion of the Epstein files. Still, a substantial portion of the Epstein files remain missing, but a good deal of documents was produced on Friday, and Howard Lutnick's name appeared over and over again. Howard Lutnick and representatives on Lutnick's behalf were sending messages to Jeffrey Epstein, and representatives on behalf of Jeffrey Epstein coordinating trips to Epstein's Island. Epstein was donating money to award ceremonies where Howard Lutnick received awards. They were having business interactions with each other. They were describing who their nannies were on emails with each other and with each other's representatives. And it seemed that they knew each other fairly well and had consistent interactions. But you see, Howard Lutnick, like the liar that he is, had continued to tell the public that he's had no interactions with Jeffrey Epstein since 2005. And as Howard Lutnick tells the story, which we now know is an utter lie, he says that he and Jeffrey Epstein lived right next to each other in New York City. That part is true. Everything else after that, now we know, is 100% false, like everything else that spews out of Howard Lutnick's mouth. So Howard Lutnick described what he claimed was his first and only interaction with Jeffrey Epstein. Lutnick said that Epstein comes over, invites Lutnick to show up at Epstein's townhouse, that Lutnick shows up, and Epstein shows Lutnick the massage table, and Lutnick says, "Oh, this is gross." Lutnick says he leaves immediately, goes home, and tells his wife, "This Jeffrey Epstein guy is a creep. He's disgusting." And then Howard Lutnick says, "Since that one interaction in 2005, I had no interaction with that disgusting human being. Not a professional, not a personal interaction, no interactions." And recently, Howard Lutnick gave an interview with Miranda Devine from the New York Post where Howard Lutnick spewed those lies over and over again. And now when we see the files that were released on Friday, we know what we suspected before, that that was an utter lie, because everything Lutnick says is a total lie. So first, let me just show you the portion of the interview with Miranda Devine where Howard Lutnick says, "I've never seen that creepy guy ever again. That disgusting guy," he says it like that, "since 2005. Watch this clip. Let's play it.
"That I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again." Really? So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
All right, now let's go through some of the emails that were released on Friday. So there are some who suspect that Howard Lutnick maybe is the fall guy in these Epstein files. Maybe the plan right here is to put Howard Lutnick out front and center as somebody who was involved with Epstein and make him the face of the regime's closeness with Epstein. However, the regime and Donald Trump appear over and over again in the Epstein files. But first, let's take a look at this email right here. This is an email from David Ratner to Jeffrey Epstein, and here's what it says. This email's from November 14th, 2017. "Hi, Jeffrey. Many thanks for your incredible donation in honor of Howard Lutnick. Would you like to take an ad and offer your own words of congratulations in our commemorative journal? Are you able to join us at the event itself on December 11th? And would you like a table inclusive of your generosity? Thank you." And this was in response to Jeffrey Epstein writing to someone named John Paulson on November 8th, 2017, saying $50,000 from me. Hope PR is okay. He gave $50,000 to an event where Howard Lutnick was being honored at. How about this email right here, dated December 19th, 2012 through December 20th of 2012. Remember, Howard Lutnick said that he had no communications with Epstein at all because he said Epstein was disgusting. And he claimed he had no interaction since 2005. Well, let's take a look. Howard Lutnick, email dated December 19th, 2012. "Hi, Jeff. We are landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon and planning to head over to St. Bart's, Anguilla on Monday at some point. Where are you located? What is the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? I have another couple, Michael and Marcy Lehrman, with me on my boat, and each of us has 4 children, 2 16s, 2 14s, a 13, a 12, an 11, and a 7-year-old. Thanks, Howard. And then there's a response right here. Jeffrey Epstein to his assistant, Leslie Groff, December 19th. Come Saturday or Sunday lunch, Little St. James on the map behind Christmas Cove. Then Leslie Groff responds, FYI, I will let you know what he says. She's going to be reaching out on his behalf to Howard Lutnick about coming to the island and seeing Jeffrey Epstein. How about this email right here? October 3rd, 2013, where you have Jeffrey Epstein to a guy by the name of Richard Kahn. It is a resume of Howard Lutnick's nanny. Attached is the resume of Lutnick's nanny. I'm trying to arrange a time via Peter for you to meet her. That's apparently how close they were. They were talking about each other's nannies. How about this email right here? December 21st, 2012 and December 20th, 2012. You have Howard Lutnick to Leslie Groff, who's Epstein's assistant. Okay, lunch on Sunday. See you then. Then Leslie Groff to Matthew Lutnick. Seems like a family affair here. Hi, Matthew and Candace. Might you be able to give redacted a few more details regarding lunch this Sunday? Do you know if it will just be Howard and his wife? Any kids coming along? Will they arrive at Jeffrey Epstein's island via their boat? And around what time is good for them? If you could pass along when you know, that would be great. And CC'd here. Or the time that Howard Lutnick invited Jeffrey Epstein to a Hillary Clinton fundraiser at Cantor Fitzgerald in 2015 when Howard Lutnick purported to be a Democrat. But Howard Lutnick's entire life is being a phony, and it's just about proximity to power, and he was positioning himself to get a position of power. And also, it appears to deal with issues of his dark past as well. Take a look right here, November 3rd, 2015. This is from Howard Lutnick. I would like to invite you, this is to Epstein's people, I would like to invite you to attend a very intimate fundraising event with Hillary Clinton from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Cantor Fitzgerald's office on November 1st. Please RSVP. Again, Howard Lutnick to Jeffrey Epstein right there. So now there are stories like this. Howard Lutnick visited Epstein Island, new releases show, but it's important to remember that Howard Lutnick is a complete and utter liar. I showed you the smaller portion of that clip earlier in this video. Let me share with you here when Howard Lutnick speaks with Miranda Devine, and here Howard Lutnick talks about that interaction in 2005. And watch what a sociopath is as he lies through his teeth. Watch the ease with which he lies and how he almost enjoys it. It's quite disgusting to watch. Here, play this clip.
He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right. So we are in number 11 and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay. That's it. It was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 2008, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. You know, we walk the 7 steps.
Yes.
Right. To the next house for coffee. We share a wall.
Right.
Right. So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, do you want a tour? We said, great.
Interesting.
He's got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got, well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide. And, so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room. And then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the doors and there's a massage table in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
And candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
Really?
So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
A new season is always a great time to reset, level up, and take better care of yourself. And that absolutely includes your hair. If you're dealing with thinning, shedding, or just wanting fuller, healthier hair, the iRestore Elite is one of the easiest routine upgrades you can make. And with their President's Day sale happening right now, it's truly the best time to try it. It's an at-home device that uses 300 lasers and 200 LEDs to deliver targeted light therapy to your scalp. And it's clinically proven to help regrow hair. And the best part is how effortless it is. You just pop it on a few times a week while doing literally anything else, watching TV, journaling, scrolling, whatever your daily routine looks like, it's easy. If you want to go all in on your hair transformation, you can also pair the Elite with the Revive Plus Max Growth Kit or their Biotin gummies for extra support from the inside out. So whether you're treating yourself to a fresh start or just looking to elevate your routine, the iRestore Elite is the kind of upgrade that makes every day feel like a good hair day. Look, I use iRestore. I swear by it. Go back and look at a few episodes months ago, years ago, and now look at them today. You'll be amazed. In a 4-month double-blind clinical study, nearly all participants saw increased hair growth with iRestore's Laser Plus LED technology. It's the best at-home laser LED device available. More lasers, more LEDs, and more scalp coverage than similar devices. And the best part about iRestore, they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee, so you can try it without risk. If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your hair routine, the President's Day sale is it. iRestore is offering big savings right now with code TRUTH at iRestore.com. You'll get an exclusive discount on the iRestore Elite. That's code TRUTH at iRestore.com. Please support our show and tell them that MeidasTouch sent you. Give your hair the upgrade it's been waiting for.
And here's more on Howard Lutnick talking about Epstein, about how gross the guy is. And so Miranda Devine asks him, she's the reporter from the New York Post, so why did people like Bill Gates and all these other people hang out around him? Howard Lutnick gives an explanation, but maybe are you telling on yourself, Howard Lutnick, because you were hanging out with Epstein at the same time you're talking about others hanging out with Epstein. Here, play this clip.
I mean, that's an incredible story that you could pick up that he was a pervert.
It's gross. The guy's gross. Right with my wife. He's gross. The guy's gross. This was not, the deep nuance of Howard Lutnick. This guy's gross.
Right. So how come Bill Gates and all these other people could hang around him and not see what you saw? Or did they see it and ignore it? Or
no, they participated.
Right.
That's what his MO was, get a massage, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume was on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever. Blackmailed people. That's how he had money. So
what happened to those videos? Why is there now such a dearth of information when, Donald Trump's people are running the FBI and the DOJ?
I assume way back when they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18-month sentence, which allowed him to have visits and be out of jail. I mean, he's a serial sex offender. How could he get 18 months and be able to go to his office during the day and have visitors and stuff? It must have been a trade. So my assumption, I have no knowledge, but my assumption is there was a trade for the videos because there were people on those videos.
And have you talked to Donald Trump about this and shared your theory?
No, I mean, he knows the story.
Right.
But my story, that, I was one and done with the guy. He knows that story, but that's it.
And now if you watch some of Howard Lutnick's recent interviews about other topics, you start to see, and I think you knew already, just what a absolute sicko this guy is. And I know you're like, Ben, we knew that already, but I think this gives it additional context right here. Like, here's the recent interview he gave with Jesse Waters on state regime media, which calls itself Fox. And Howard Lutnick starts attacking California Governor Gavin Newsom because Gavin Newsom says we're handing out knee pads for all of the Trump bootlickers. And Lutnick's like, oh my God, that guy's talking about sex toys and knee pads? Sex toys and knee pads. You see what's going on in Lutnick's mind right there? Here, play this clip.
So Newsom's over there, and he's posturing. He's throwing around knee pads. You're sitting there with the President of the United States. I mean, is he tolerating this? Are you guys laughing about this? What's going on with this governor?
He's literally laughing. I mean, he's like, he can't believe it. Right? I mean, you just can't believe that this guy's going to run for president and he's actually commenting about sex toys and knee pads. I mean, you can't believe it. It's outrageously entertaining. And so the president just has to laugh because what else can you do? You're not going to just, you know the president, he's not going to just shake his head. He's just cracking up going, I can't believe this guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be holding up a knee pad if I were running for president.
And then recently when Howard Lutnick was at Davos and he was sitting on a panel with other world foreign affairs ministers and leaders, Howard Lutnick was showing what a predator he is. Here, play this clip.
Can I bring you back to Greenland?
No. It's unnecessary. It's the Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America. Our national security people are on it, and they care about it, and I'm going to leave it to them to address with our allies, with our friends, and with everyone how they work it out. But the Western Hemisphere matters to the United States of America, and the United States of America, as I've just articulated, really, really matters to the world. When America shines, the world shines, because they all need to make sure America is strong and powerful to take care of them, God forbid. And so I think America and the Western Hemisphere are vital to America, and I'm going to leave that to my national security people to address.
Right. The rest of us, I think, are finding it harder to make that kind of separation clearly.
And here's how bizarre he is about Donald Trump. Whenever he does these interviews on state regime media or otherwise, he'll always be like, and Donald Trump is so strong. He's the strongest man I know. And here, play this clip.
And did he let you sleep on the ride home on Air Force One?
I slept for an hour. I did. I slept for one hour. He is the strongest human being that I know. I mean, he can wear me out, and I tell you, I've got plenty of energy, and he just works and works and works. It is a pleasure to be.
Well, go get some sleep, Secretary. I think you guys need it. Great job over there, and this fight with China continues. It's a battle. Thank you.
Okay, well, birds of a feather. This was from the Epstein files that were released on Friday. And these are allegations in a email that is titled Epstein Cellmate Interviews. And this is an email from different FBI agents to each other. And here's what the FBI agents say about Trump in an email that says cellmate interview. Trump. It says, Jane Doe stated Epstein introduced her to Trump, who subsequently forced her head down to his exposed penis, which is subsequently bitten. I think it says bite. In response, Trump punched her in the head and kicked her out. Jane Doe remembers Epstein introduced her to Trump, saying, "This is a good one, huh?" And Trump responded, "Yeah." This is a good one, huh? That came out in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial with a Jane Doe witness as well. Also, when people talk about the cabal, this is a real email from Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein during that same period of time when Howard Lutnick was going to the island or talking about going to the island. This is from Elon Musk. What day and night will the wildest parties take place on your island? What day and night will the wildest party be on your island? Was that the night that Lutnick was heading there as well? And then you have Elon Musk denying that Epstein went to SpaceX, but it clearly appears that he went from these emails. And then talk about the cabal. You know how Donald Trump's very close with all these NFL owners and the NFL owners, were all involved in helping Trump the first time, getting Kaepernick on and all that. Well, this is an NFL owner of the New York Giants, Steve Tisch, who talks about a young Ukrainian woman and asks if she's a pro or a civilian. And they talk about, Epstein facilitating a young Ukrainian girl or woman for Tisch. It's absolutely grotesque what's in here. This is the crew. Do you see that? This isn't speculation anymore. These are the people. I'm just reading you what the emails say. And we know that there's still 3 to 4 million emails and documents that are still missing that have not been turned over. That's a cabal right there. And it seems that Lutnick is having a lot of explaining to do right now. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 6 million. Thanks for watching.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA Union made.